All right, hey, shalom, real quick. I saw Apostle Tahar do this, and I believe also what's the guy's name? GMS Facts Works. I think that's the his channel name. Subscribe, all right. But I saw him do this, and I just decided to go ahead and do it myself. First and foremost, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Just gonna be real quick. All right, hey, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. All right, so I typed this in to this Grunk. I think it's Grunk 3, which is an AI, right? It says Zachariah 14:12 in the King James Version. And this shall be the plague wherein the Lord Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem, which is a people before it's a place. Their flesh shall consume away as they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. So I asked, what could that possibly mean? Which we already know, but here it go. Like to hear it go. All right, this version describes a divine judgment involving a gruesome, you hear this? You remember doom and gloom. Woe to them that want the end. What end is it for you, Salakia? I know it. I didn't say it right. Okay. Anyhow, let's go. All right. The plague causes rapid physical deterioration. Some interpret this passage as potentially describing the effects of modern weaponry, such as intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, which is something that, hey, we teach. All right. Carrying nuclear warheads due to the vivid image of flesh and eyes and tongues consuming away. Let's explore this interpretation. Possible connection to nuclear weapons. Okay. Effects resembling nuclear radiation. The description of the flesh consuming away while people are standing could invoke the effects of intense heat, which leads me to the next scripture, 2 Timothy, I believe. All right, we'll get to it. All right, intense heat and radiation from nuclear blast. A nuclear blast produces extreme temperature, millions of degrees. You hear that? Millions of degrees. It's going to get hot. I had a vision about it, and it was something terrible. Okay? Wow. All right, and the radiation that could cause severe burns, tissue destruction, and rapid bodily harm, potentially resembling the plague described. Eyes and tongue damage. Okay? So let's go here. Paste this in. 2 Peter, Salakia. All right? All right, it says 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. And I asked it, could this be explaining the same thing, ICBMs? 2 Peter 3 and verse 10. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent, I said it right, heat. Salakia. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. And we know that's talking about Babylon, aka America, and what? The state of Israel that's going to get completely obliterated but rebuilt. That's the only difference. All right, that lake of fire is right here in Babylon. This verse describes a dramatic, let's see what it says. Dig into it just a little bit here. A dramatic cosmic, interesting, event associated with the day of the Lord. Yeah, because, hey, it knows that this AI knows, it doesn't know the scriptures, but it knows that, in the scriptures, it explains Yahweh coming on a swift cloud. A huge cloud. Every eye shall see him, right? Revelation 1 and verse 7. All right. A biblical term for time of divine judgment and renewal of some modern, renewal. Some modern readers interpret the imagery, not imagery, imagery. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Of elements melting. Ooh, see that? And the earth burned up, and potentially resembling the effects of nuclear weapons. There it is again. Such as those delivered by intercontinental ballistic missiles. See, the ICBMs, man. Let's evaluate whether this verse could be describing ICBMs or nuclear destruction. See what it says here. Possible connection to ICBM and CC. Imagery of destruction. The phrase elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth being burned up invokes the intense heat and widespread devastation caused by nuclear explosion. See that? The heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, right? This is beautiful. Man, wow. All right. Let's see. A nuclear detonation can reach temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun, millions of degrees, causing materials to what? Elements, materials, okay, to vaporize and landscapes to burn, which could align with the verse's vivid language. Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand is where they don't understand the mysteries of the Bible and the fact that it's extremely vivid. The Bible is extremely vivid. You know, these are dark sayings. Great noise. The great noise mentioned could be likened to the deafening blast of a nuclear explosion, which generates a shockwave and a sonic boom. See that? Let's see the phrase. Suddenness. The phrase, as a thief in the night, suggests a sudden, unexpected event which could parallel the rapid deployment of impact of ICBMs, which can strike targets within minutes. Apocalyptic content. The verse is part of the eschatological, probably said that wrong too, Salakia, passage about the end of the world and Yahweh's judgment. You see that? Okay? Which some modern interpreters associate with catastrophic events like nuclear war due to its potential to destroy civilization. You know what? And that's the end of Esau's world. You remember the scriptures very plainly told you what it say. Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, so here's that scripture right here. You know, and you notice it said in battle, a nuclear war, and that's exactly what's going to happen. The scriptures are all over it. They're going to shoot their arrows. They shall all hit their targets perfectly. You see, it's bound to happen. It's going to happen. It's prophecy. Second Ezra, because this is what I mentioned just a minute ago. Second Ezra 6 and verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So when you go back. So like, yeah. Here we go. When you go back, it said this verse is a part of an eschatological passage about the end of the world and Yahweh's judgment, which modern interpreters associate with catastrophic events like nuclear war due to its potential to destroy civilization. And that civilization spoken of right here in this grunk AI is what? In fact, it is the end of Esau's world, the end of an age. Okay? It's not the end of a civilization. The scripture said, yeah, hey, look, after that, New Jerusalem comes down, and that's when all hell is going to break loose. For real, for real. All right? That's when they get gathered up. And the first waves of slaves and all that, that's when the kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven, as the scripture said. Counterpoints. It's interesting. Let's see what we got here. Counterpoints to the nuclear weapon interpretation, historical and theological. They don't know what's going on. Context written in the 1st century CE, 2 Peter reflects a worldview unfamiliar with modern technology. Exactly. It's a prophecy. It's something that he saw. See? Something that was seen. Just like St. John on the island of Patmos, he saw destruction. He saw people getting sea-hipped. Huh? He saw the child side stigma. They saw the prophets before, which, they wrote these things down, but they didn't understand what they were seeing. They didn't understand those visions. They had no idea what those visions were. Again, I mentioned it, like you said, a will within a will, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. They didn't understand what kind of, destruction that was. You know what it was? It's the waster and the smith is what it was. See? Anyway, modern technology, the imagery likely draws from, here we go with this ish shit. You see it in early Christians, apocalyptic traditions, which often describe divine judgment using cosmic and elemental language. Let's see, fire, destruction of creation, and it's in the Greek right there. All right, the elements, which we went over. Let's see, my mate Slakia. Flood effect. Oh boy, it's been rough. Anyway, it may refer to fundamental components of the cosmos: earth, air, fire, and water. Earth, wind, and fire. Salakia. The elements, right? That's funny. Or celestial bodies, not chemical elements as understood in modern science. Anyway, it's sort of going off there. All right. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to pick up? I just want to make this real quick anyway. You know, giving all praise. Hopefully you got something out of that, because that's what's going to happen. All right. Hopefully, this was edifying, to the body or whoever may be listening, whoever may come across this video. But hey, stay ready. All right. Because Yahushua coming back. And when he comes back, all hell is going to break loose for real, for real. In the presence of the Lamb, in the presence of the angel, the presence of the Lamb. See? All them angels with him. What he say? His chariots of 20,000, even thousands. All right. So Esau, Edom, your end is near. All right. Shalom. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom.